Welcome to the next Let's Play of Ogre Battle, because I wanted to go through Tactics Ogre, and I saw that they have a redone, remastered, remade version, so I'll be playing through that, but I want to start with the original, which I played first on the SNES back in, I believe, 1995, and I just didn't realize it was that year. I thought it was earlier, like 91 or something, but this came out in Japan in 93, but wasn't ported over here till 95. And I played it over at my friend's place, and that's when I watched my first anime or whatever. And that anime, if you're curious, was Ninja Scroll. And how old was I? 95. I think I was 13 or something. But anyway, I watched that there and played this game and was a huge fan of it the first time I played it. So, you know, I did do a test run of this. This is going to go through various demos like all the other games. But this is going to be the Sega Saturn version. And the reason I picked this is because it has extra maps to play on.
Military of the Highland Legions took but a year to subdue the whole continent, and the Holy Xytegenian Empire was born. The rule of the Empire was a pure reign of terror. Merciless persecution was directed against the loyal survivors of the old kingdoms, and those who would escape tyranny. The hearts of the people were troubled with secrets and betrayal, and much blood was spilt on the land. Imperial year 24. Here, on the frontiers of Shalom, the last survivors of the Knights of Sonoma, planning the Fall Tower.
And one of the other changes is that it has voice cutscenes, but the voice acting is mostly in Japanese. Oh, I guess I'm just going to cut this out and get back to the title screen. Oh, okay, never mind. It just goes right to the title screen. Okay. So, yeah, it has voice acting, but the voice acting is mostly in Japanese. This does have a translation patch and everything, because this version of the game was only ever released in Japan. The SNES and PlayStation versions were released over here, but the SNES version has a very well-known bad translation that's very inconsistent. Like, you could have the same word spelled 3 different ways. On the map, it'll be spelled one way. Some character will say it another way, and then, like, elsewhere you'll get a third different. And it's, like, just so inconsistent and so bad, and they I don't know how to even explain it. Like, one of the things is you use this on a necromancer to turn somebody into a necromancer, but then when you turn him into a necromancer, it says the class is sorcerer. So who knows what's going on there? I think a few other things is, yeah, they do a demo like Final Fantasy Tactics. If you're not familiar with this was created by the team that would go on to create Final Fantasy Tactics and Final Fantasy 12. After this, they did a Tactics Ogre and Ogre Battle 64, and I believe a few Game Boy Advance or Nintendo DS games, but I haven't played those. I do have an N64, but I have to drag it down here and get a few things to, you know, hook it up to my monitors and everything, because I don't actually have a TV, and I might do that at some point. I don't know, I might move the Xbox or the PS4, because, you know, I just haven't gone into the new systems at all, and I probably never will. Everything's on PC these days, so it's whatever. But yeah, all the usual suspects are here. Masuda, Hitoshi Sakamoto. Oh, what's the character designer's name that does it for Tactics Ogre and Final Fantasy Tactics and all of them? He was here as well. I don't particularly like his early designs, but he got a lot better later on, and his illustrations are just insane. So this is just going to go through all the different classes that you can get in the game, but I'm just going to skip that and get right into it. Alright, so... Oh, the buttons are different. Yeah, they're different from the SNES version. Alright, my name is Warren. I'm a great seer who can understand the destiny the stars have placed upon you. I will now use the power of the tarot to decide whether or not you are fit to lead us. But first, tell me your name. Alright, so I'm going for a particular build. And it's going to be a samurai build, so we're going to call this character Cleavage. How do I go back? I can't even spell. Yes. And we're going to do that because we're going to make it a female. And the reason I'm doing this is because there's no real difference between the male or female stat-wise, but I do believe that the female character's animation for her sword slash is a little bit faster than the male versions, and I don't know, they might have even changed it in this version, but for the sword slash, hers is just a quick draw, and the male, he has this really big swing that he takes before he resets, and I just don't like looking at it. It looks very unwieldy and clunky, and I also have a dress code on this channel, so we have those two reasons, and I'm just going to be a bit silly with the name because, you know, we're going for a samurai build. There are 4 different build types you can go for your leader. They call them the opinion leader. But this tarot card questioning is going to lead into the build. Now, I'm not going to answer these as my personal opinions. I'm just going for a build, and that's it. What do you think is the best way to pull together and rule people with different hopes and ideals? So this is the Chariot card, so I want leadership and charisma. It is difficult to rule those with ideas different from your own. What do you look for most in a leader? Alright, so our Hierophant card, we want self-respect, apparently. The card art does, the illustrations do look a little better than the SNES version. I guess they don't have to have as much compression on them. I did a test run, but it was on the SNES version, and it's interesting, I can say that much. The night before a battle, you see several falling stars heading for the east. What do you wish for? So we apparently want bravery for your army. You have been commanded by your king to create a magic potion. What kind of potion do you create? Well, personally, I would just create the poison and make this motherfucker just fuck off. But what does it say we want to give them? We want to give them a wealth potion. Alright, Tower card. In the country which you rule, a cult of heretics has started a rebellion. What do you do? Alright, we can send our followers, send our army, or abdicate your throne. I think you gotta be really worried about the people who just won't abdicate their throne under any circumstance. But let's see, what do we want for this one? We actually are going to send our army because fuck these people. Tends to be the historical perspective, you know, they're just they're having a rebellion, so you just send the army to quell it. You want to be sure that your knights abstain from disgraceful behavior. What do you warn them most about? So our Fool card, we want don't make empty promises. All right, and he does not answer or ask all the cards. There are actually 22 cards, I believe. And I believe this doesn't even matter, that all the cards are the same. Is it this button that does the save state? Yeah, so it doesn't... I think it doesn't matter. Oh, one other thing, if you just sit here at the screen and wait, the fairy gets really impatient with you. She's like, pick one right now. So we'll pick this one. Get justice. All right, I'm actually curious as to if this is actually true. Okay, so it does appear to be true. Yeah, every single one of those cards is apparently the same. Oh gods, please grant us to blah 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 blah. Alright, so... I guess I should just throw down a save. I think I made it to like mission 2 or 3 or something with this as a test run. On the SNES, I did all the missions. There's like 30 missions there. Mostly because I wanted to get a route through it for recruiting all the characters and everything and getting the best ending, which I was able to achieve. So with the 5 additional missions, I don't know where I'm going to put them in the route. I'm just going to put them whenever I feel like it, but I'll get to them eventually. Which button is it? Oh, it's that button. It's much different than the SNES version. Alright, so here we get to our Lord's unit. Now there are 4 different units that you can, or 4 different builds you can get based on your answers with the tarot card. It basically is just judging on how good you are. And this is the one I wanted because there's a few strats I can do. The other ones are more like, if you go for the high alignment build, it'll give you Ice Cloud in the back row. And actually, you know what? I'm just going to go over all the stats first. Can I move my mouse over here? And no, I actually cannot. It doesn't let me highlight things. But you got status. There's a little miniature portrait there, and under that, there's either going to be an S or an L, telling you whether the unit is a small or a large unit. Large units take up more space, and so you can only have less. You can have less characters within your unit. So I'll deal with that as I get there. You can have up to 5 small, or some combination of small and large characters. HP self-evident. This maxes out at 999. If you run out of these, your character dies. You can revive dead characters at either a temple, or we can get items that will revive them on the field. It's much more convenient to use the items because it's like you have to move them over to the place, and depending on the unit that dies, you can slow down or depending on the character within the unit that dies, it can slow you down. So it cuts out the travel time. You just resurrect them right on the spot. If the unit leader dies, you can see here with my opinion leader, there's like a little cross right next to it. That signifies the unit's leader. If they die, the entire unit tries to make a retreat back to your home base, and then you can like repair the situation there, but I tend not to do that. Now, the one thing you have to watch out for is that you cannot let your opinion leader die, like in Final Fantasy Tactics, because if that happens, that's an instant game over. That shouldn't even be a problem in this run because the build type I picked. I don't think I had any issues at all in the run. This one is a high strength build. Strength is kind of misleading. This is both your physical damage and your physical defense. So the higher this is, the more physical damage you'll do, and the less damage you'll take from physical attacks. Under that, you have agility. This governs your turn order, your hit rate, and your evasion. So there's 3 different things that governs. And this, like, okay, so at the beginning of the game, with your agility score being low, the hit rate is actually really bad, and there's a lot of misses that are produced. So that tends to lengthen the combat. But as I get farther into the game, the agility gains will get higher, and I'll be able to hit. There's like a bottom of 40% for the hit rate, so you can imagine that I'll miss a lot of stuff. This is kind of like replicated in XCOM later on in when did that come out? 2012? Well, anyway, under that you have Int, which actually governs 4 things. So you get more and more as you go down here. Intelligence governs your magical damage, your magical defense for taking less damage, your magical accuracy, and your magical evasion. So that's all rolled into Int. Whenever you do something that's Int-based magic, it's all magic. All these stats on the left cap out at 255. So I'll probably get around 200, 210-ish with some characters, unless I really pump their stats, but I don't think I'll get that high. The stats on the right, charisma. This isn't actually used in a whole lot of things. Where can I go? Yeah, there's change class right here. So charisma is used in this. You could change classes. These guys can't do it. This Valkyrie can, because she's an illegal Valkyrie. You actually cannot make a Valkyrie at level 2. I think it's like level 4 or 5 that's the minimum level to make a Valkyrie. There's a couple illegal classes and characters in this game that you'll pick up. But yeah, we could change this Valkyrie into an Amazon, which is actually a demotion. The base male class is the fighter, and the base female class is the Amazon. So I'm not gonna turn her back into an Amazon, because she actually gets better int gains as a Valkyrie. So charisma basically just has to deal with changing classes. There's a few other things, but it's a very minor stat. I'm not even sure they continued with this in a Tactics Ogre, which I never played. I just saw that in a magazine, and I was like, yeah, I really want to play that because I liked Ogre Battle. But then they never brought it over here. Alignment. This is also used in class changes, your reputation. So alignment goes from 0 to 100. All these stats on the right, charisma, alignment, and luck, they all go from 0 to 100. So with alignment, there's 3 different brackets in it. Everything from 0 to 30 is considered an evil character. Everything from 31 to 70, or maybe 69, I don't know. It's somewhere around, it's one of those 2 numbers, is considered neutral. And everything 71 and above is considered a good character. So this affects what classes you could change into, because there's some classes that are evil, some that are good, some that are in the middle and neutral and they don't really care. Luck is the final one. This really just dictates item drops from encounters. If you find items at a temple, every time you liberate a temple, you can find an item. And then there's buried treasure on the map. It also makes a luck roll to see what quality item you get. So the higher your luck is, the better the item you'll get. Most characters have actually really bad luck. I'm going to be depending on one character for most of this stuff. So the cost is how much it costs to deploy the unit. It's a base cost plus their... it's base cost times their level plus cost, blah 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 blah. I'll just be putting this stuff up as I go along, because there's a whole range of values that they could go into. But basically, the higher level your class is, and what class it is, it gets more expensive as you get to a higher level. Next level. All levels require 100 XP. The way this game determines XP is based on the your level versus the enemy's level. If you're higher, you're going to get less XP. If they're higher than you, you're going to get more XP, and so it's going to be easier to level. In the front, these are just your attacks based on position within your group. So they'll do something different depending on if they're in the front of the group. In this case, my opinion leader gets 3 slashes in the front. Very good. In the back, they get a sonic boom because they're Guile fans, apparently.
Sonic boom!
So, depending on what class your character is, it's sometimes better to put them in the front or the back row. You'll get better performance out of them. Some classes just leave them in the back row. Some classes leave them in the front row. Other classes, I'll be fooling around with the formation a little bit, especially in the opinion leaders group. For regular battles, I'll probably be having her up in the front, and for boss battles in the back, the sonic boom is actually a really good attack for boss battles because of various reasons. Movement tells you the best place that they move on and where they will hold advantage in battles. This is important for some classes because if you have them outside of their favored terrain, they'll perform very poorly, and if they're on their favorite terrain, they'll perform just super excellent, practically unbeatable. And then if they could be the leader of the group, obviously our opinion leader could be the leader of the group. Our Valkyries can be leaders, but our fighters cannot because they suck. Nobody asked them. Alright, that's back in this version. But yeah, there's actually 4 different types of lords you can get. If you go for the high alignment, you'll get 2 banishes in the front. Actually, I should probably go back there where it has the front and back thing so that you can see it while I'm talking about it. But they'll have 2 banishes in the front, which is a holy attack. Very good against evil and undead. In the back, you'll get Ice Cloud, which is a multi-target ice attack. The one I have is the Sonic Strike Lord, or the Sonic Boom Lord. Sonic Boom! Sonic Boom! Maybe I should just insert that every time I do that, just the Guile clip. Like I said, this is a strength-based build. Very good against bosses. Very good in normal battles as well. So I actually prefer this one and the other one. This is the high neutral alignment. The other one is the low neutral alignment, where you get 2 slashes in the front, and then I believe they call it Thunder Flare, which is a multi-target lightning attack. Sonic Boom is actually only a single target attack. It is physical damage as well, so we're just all physical here. And then if you get the low alignment, you get, I don't know what they would call it in this one. Would it be like, because in the SNES they call it Poison, and it's a darkness elemental attack. You get 2 of those in the front, and in the back you get the Phantom, which is a multi-target dark attack. And I believe both the high alignment and the low alignment are int-based builds. So you're more of a caster build. So there's less reason to be in the front with those 2. I think the low neutral alignment is more of a hybrid build where you get both strength and... but I'm just interested in hitting things. We'll use casters for other things. I don't know if I have actually done anything, but we will start now by going to Warren's Castle. Chapter 1, Beginning. The rebel army finally rose up to quench the ambitions of the evil Xytegenian Empire. That's when Warren the Seer discovered the new leader of the rebellion by reading the stars. But does this youngster really have what it takes to lead the rebellion? Following the threads of fate, the young hero-to-be hurries to the castle where the seer awaits. Ellipsis. I hope they don't spam those ellipses. Alright, with the Sega Saturn version, the maps are also different. They added this flat view. I'll probably be using this one because the other view is this one from the SNES, which I would much prefer, which kind of use their mode 7, but it kind of seems glitchy where the characters just go all over the place and I don't know what the hell's going on. And then they have a extended view. Well, there you can see bouncing around there. This shows a lot more of what's going on in the map. So we're just going to start moving. Alright, place the cursor to the location you wish to move to and press the A button. Very simple. Alright, so I'm actually going to move up here, which looks empty, but there's a secret town here. And I'm not actually going to waste time because there's a lot of secret towns and invisible stuff on the map that you can't see. And I kind of have to liberate all of them before I can actually finish this map. And I think this is the only one where that's the case. Yeah, and they have a different sprite for the on-screen opinion leader in this version. In the SNES version, and I believe the PlayStation version, you have this gold board game piece, I want to say, that moves around on the map. Alright, we found the fortress city of Xytegenia.
Find out.
And we've liberated them.
Liberation.
Everybody's happy. Alright, we'll draw a tarot card from the deck. Alright, we got the Judgment card. Judgment card does holy damage, multi-target. Probably won't be relying on our damage cards in this run because I am a strength-based build, and it is based off of your opinion leader's intelligence. I think the only card that is good for my particular build would be the Chariot card because that does physical damage and is based off of your strength.
Lucky.
And when you pull a tarot card, you either get a bonus or a penalty to your unit. Alright, we get 2 HP to everybody in the unit here, so I guess we'll keep it. And I probably won't be reading this out because it is voice acted, but it does, in a lot of cases, take a while for them to say. I have like text speed to the fastest, I believe. If I don't, I think I will correct it right after this.
君がウォーレンの言っていた新しい我らの指導者か。確かにいい目をしている。我々はゼノビアの亡きグラン王のご無念を晴らすため今日まで生き恥をさらしてきた。君とならばゼテギネア帝国を打ち滅ぼすことができそうだ。よし、君の力を認めよう。ゼテギネア帝国を倒し真の平和を手にするまで我らの命、君と共に。
Alright, our reputation went up. Alright, to deploy a unit, press the X button and use the deploy unit command. Alright, that's all cool and everything. I'll just get our opinion leader moving again to this town to liberate it. But yeah, I can deploy up to 10 units on the map at once and hold different positions, do flanking attacks and stuff. But there is actually no reason for me to deploy anybody else other than the opinion leader on the first map of the game because it's just too easy. Yeah, sorry Lancelot, but we picked him up. He's very mad because Grand is dead, and he wants to defeat the Xytegenian Empire. But he is our first hero character that we pick up. Everybody else is just a generic character, and the hero characters tend to have better stats for, like, whatever class they come in. Like, Lance is a knight, so he tends to have better strength, or they'll have higher agility, higher int than your generic characters. They're like a generic knight. So they are good to pick up for that reason alone. Alright, we liberated the trading city of Duscania.
Liberation.
Alright, we'll draw another tarot card, see if we get a penalty. Oh, this is actually the best card to draw. Especially if it's the first card you draw on a map. And it's because of this. The effects of tarot cards affect all dispatched units, so you get the bonus for everybody now. Also, it puts up a magic shield in battle where everything that is int-based attacks just flat out misses your party. So, very good card. I will be using this in a few boss battles because it's pretty much necessary to survive. So yeah, we want that. When you liberate towns and churches, you can gather intel and get tarot cards. You'll also receive a tribute every day from each town you liberate. You can't run an army or lead the rebellion without money, so be sure to liberate some towns. Yeah, so, no. The gods watch over you. So yeah, in the upper right is our money. We only have 30,000 right now. They call the money goth because apparently we just trade goth teenagers or something in this world. Let's go to options. Yeah, I do not have it set to fastest text speed, and I also want to set it to fastest movement speed and everything because it's kind of sluggish without it. I'm guessing this is voice acting, and I don't know what that is. So yeah, let's do that. Yeah, unfortunately it pops that up every time. So yeah, with fastest movement speed, I'll just see people booking it, like absolute sonic speed across the map at times. Alright, we liberated the Froshfile Temple. Get used to hearing liberation. And that cheer. Alright, we get the Magician card. I believe the Magician card is fire damage. So I'm actually going to reject this. I won't reject the int up because that will improve my magic evasion and everything. So that's good, but I don't want the card itself. Alright, everything is progressing in real time, morning to night, night to morning. Time is always flowing. You must therefore be able to make quick decisions or lose battles. When you need time to consider your strategy, press the start button to issue the pause command. Even while paused, you can issue commands so you can avoid hasty decisions. Especially before battling with an enemy unit, it is always wise to pause and check your unit's condition. No, do not repeat that. We don't get the item from there? Huh. I thought you were supposed to get an item from there. They must have changed that for this version. No item in the first temple. Alright, so we're just gonna take Warren on.
どうやら戦いの準備が整ったようですね。では、私と勝負してください。見事私に勝てたなら、我ら一同はあなたに従います。
If you press the A button during the battle scenes, it pauses the game and you can go into the menu. I agree.
Fight it out.
Alright, what's the A button? Alright, so battles for the most part are automated until they run out of their actions that they can do. Like, once my lord runs out of 3 slashes, that she won't do anything more in battle. And once that happens, that's the end of the battle. It'll decide who the winner is, and we'll get into that as the stage goes on. But I mostly want to talk about our interrupt commands that we can do. I can just let it play out, you know, let them do their attacks and stuff. Or I can pick out a tarot card and use the tarot card. We got all the tarot cards from the beginning where they asked us all the questions. Those are going to be in our inventory. The ones we pick up from towns. Let's see, Magician, like I said, is fire damage. I'm basically not gonna pick up these damage cards because my int is gonna be so bad that I'm not gonna be able to make good use out of them. Hierophant, on the other hand, this is a multi-target sleep. This is good for some units where I don't put healers in them and I just want to bully. Chariot, physical damage. This one would actually be good for me. Justice is a multi-target ice attack. Tower, I think this is also a physical attack, multi-target. Star is a really good card. This improves agility by 50 points for the entire party, so I'm going to be making use of this in boss battles. Judgment is a holy attack. Fool, this makes all of the enemies except the leader in the group flee, so this is also going to be used in some boss battles. And like I said, World, this cancels all magic attacks, so... But Warren is very easy. The first couple of bosses actually are pretty easy because they just stand up there. They don't have any formation or anybody protect them. I guess he's trying to go for the muscle mage build. So we're just going to attack him. Now our battle commands, this is going to tell us who we're going to focus on attacking. Optimal is going to attack... so there's this whole compatibility thing between the classes, and it's going to select the one that they have the best compatibility to attack. And I pretty much never use this. The ones I tend to use are Kill Strong and Focus Leader. Kill Strong is going to go after the guy with the highest HP. Focus Leader is going to go for the leader. This is like the no-brainer for boss battles. And then Kill Weak is going to go for the person with the lowest HP. They all have different bonuses that go with them. Like if you go to Kill Weak, you're going to get like +4 damage, but you're also going to take more damage. So that's one of the reasons I don't use Kill Weak. But I will use it a few times because it's going to be important to manipulate my charisma and alignment gains, because those are not gained during level ups. Those are actually gained after every kill that a character makes. Their alignment is going to their alignment and charisma is either going to not change, or it's going to go up or down. So it's a very complex thing that is based on a bunch of factors. Is the class determined as good or evil? Are they higher or lower level than you? So... But yeah, we're just gonna focus on them. Now we can also retreat from any battle. I would use this sparingly because this is like a -1 charisma drop every time to everybody in the party every time you retreat. So I would use this sparingly. Basically, don't retreat unless you really have to. Like your opinion leader's about to be hit and they're very low on HP, so you don't want to get a game over, just retreat. And this one just turns animations on or off. If you wanted to save time, you don't want to see the animation for the 500,000th time. But yeah, let's just let this play out. He's going to go right for the opinion leader because he hates her face. We're going to Sonic Boom and miss because, of course. Got our XCOM strats going already. Yeah, one of the nice features about this version of the game is that it actually tells you... Thank you for interrupting us, Warren, but it actually tells you when there's a change between your alignment and charisma, whether it went up or down. I believe in the... I know in the SNES version, you don't know. You have to check like after every battle. Wizards are basically considered like one of the most evil classes in the game, so generally when you kill them, your alignment and charisma are going to go up. Now, with the male characters, it depends on what class and what their alignment is. It may go up, it may go down, but you can pretty much guarantee if you're killing a female character, it's going to go down because, like, almost all of the classes there are considered holy and have very high alignments. So, yeah, you kill a woman, your alignment and charisma are going to go down. So, just I guess deal with it. Now, before I go on to the next mission, what I want to do is go into the range screen, because now we have a whole bunch of new guys that have joined our army. And I don't particularly like how they formed up. So I'm actually going to disband all groups. And we could expedite this by just, removing the leader out of here. Like, Lancelot is the leader over here, so I'll just disband him, and it'll put them all over the waiting room over here. Where was it? Yeah, this is all the characters that you have that are not in a unit so far. So I'm just gonna disband them and reform them. Like we have Warren over here with 2 doggies, and this is actually a very bad party. I don't like it at all. Oh, I'm not in the disband, so let me just keep doing this. And I think I'm gonna make like 4 or 5 groups. Like, right now I have way too many. Like, none of these guys are really interesting to me. Alright, so we have some mages here, which is good. I do not believe I see any samurai, which is bad. Alright, a Doll Master, okay. I believe that's the level 1. They call the Doll Master the highest level Doll Master that's in the SNES version, but I believe he's called the Enchanter over here. Now, we can't actually disband the Opinion Leader and put him in the waiting room, so I have to remove all of these characters one by one. But I'm actually going to keep this Valkyrie in this group, because I need a female character, and I'm going to transfer her into a different class later, but I think I have to get her up to level 4. But I'm going to get rid of all these fighters. I don't like their faces. They don't look good to me at all. So yeah, we'll keep these 2. And then got a bunch of wizards. But I actually want to go over here. I want to put one of these chickens in my group, and I don't know. I don't actually care about their stats because I'm going to replace it later. So we'll put a chicken over here. And I guess one of these knights that is not Lancelot, because I'll make a different group with him, and he'll lead his own group. So let's get to Balthazar, I guess. Yeah, because he has higher strength. With somebody who has higher strength and agility, level 3. Yeah, we'll just register that unit, and we'll change the formation as well, because I don't like the formation. We'll put our Opinion Leader up front, because she likes to hit things a lot. And you probably shouldn't follow somebody that's not willing to go in the front lines themselves. I didn't mean to put the chicken there. I actually want the chicken in the back. So let's do this again. And I don't want to put them in the center, because they tend to focus on the person or whatever, monster you put in the center. That tends to be the one that gets hit the most. So I would like to not get hit the most. I want to spread out my attacks. So the reason I am putting the chicken in this group is because it has the high sky type on movement. Outside of that, I don't really care about the chickens. They're very valuable for their movement type, though. High Sky type is probably the best movement in the game. It's very fast, sonic speed across the map. I don't get slowed down by a lot of things. It does have different speeds over different terrains. Like, you go a little bit slower over mountains or something, but it's not by much. It's still the best movement type in the game, because you get to ignore a lot of stuff. You get to, get around places, and I'm going to want to turn this into a liberation unit at some point. Basically going to get my alignment pretty high. Just, I want to go for the best ending anyway. And it's going to be necessary to recruit some characters to have a high alignment, so why not? Yeah, that's a good group. So let's make another group with Lancelot. All right, Lancelot here, because he has a a different type, and he's brave, so we'll put him somewhat in the center. We'll get this other knight in here. Spoilers, I will replace that generic knight later. Let's get one of these Amazons in here, base female class, but I want somebody who has high int. So we have high int and high agility, so that we can go faster, because I'm going to turn her into a caster, a healer. And then I wanted to put the other chicken in this group. Alright, so that's good. And, well, yeah, in that one, I'm going to take a bunch of these mages. I'm going to take 3 of them, Warren and 2 others. Warren gets to lead his own group. I want to isolate my mages because the promotion for wizard class is going to be like one of the hardest things in the game, because I have to have high charisma and low alignment, and so I have to monitor this very closely to be able to promote them. So I want to have them all in one group and manipulate their charisma and alignment so that I can get them promoted, because it's the hardest class, yet one of the most useful classes. Wizards are very good. Never put them in the front row because they'll hit people with their walking cane, and that sucks. In the back row, they'll use magic. Is it 4 or 5 different types? So they'll cast Tornado, which is physical. Some I don't know what they're going to call in this translation, which is going to be fire. Then they have an ice attack and a lightning attack, but oh, and a dark attack. But they do not have a holy attack, so they can hit most of the weaknesses of the game. And the game is actually very nice to the characters, because it'll select the most the best one for the situation. Like if it's got the weakest thing they have is a fire attack, the wizard is going to cast a fire attack. So we'll just put those guys there as placeholder tanks for the time being. I'm going to take this other muse, or what? Oh, Valkyrie. I'm getting confused. I don't know what the hell they're going to call that in this translation. But since we have an illegal Valkyrie, she can lead a group. So we'll do that. And I'm going to put a Doll Mage. Oh, we have a cleric here. All right. Nice to have that. Actually, I might want to put that in. Oh, you know what? It doesn't even matter, because I'll get to that pretty quickly. Where's this Doll Mage? And I'll actually put the Golem in here, but the base Golem is actually pretty bad. Let me fix this formation, because we shouldn't have this doll guy in the front, because that's a caster class. Alright, so let's see here. Golem is actually not very good, but I'm going to just put it here as a placeholder, because I will put his big brothers in when I get them available. And I don't have to put too much work in. You cannot promote golems for whatever reason. You actually have to find the upgraded versions. But if everything stays the same, I could just get them when different characters join the party, or join the army later on. So I won't have to put too much work into that. Unfortunately, the first one I get is just not the best. They have low HP, but the idea is that they are very resistant to physical attacks, so that they'll make good tanks. But this one doesn't inspire a lot of confidence, is what I say. Most people think that the golem sucks because, yeah, they do have high strength that hit hard, and they should tank, but the resistance is on the base golem. I'll just put them up here. They're not very good, so I will want to upgrade as soon as possible, just so I can stay alive. We can place items. You can only place one item on anybody. I'll be placing a defensive item on my upgraded golem when I get them. They'll just stop taking... They'll take very minimal damage and be very good tanks, but most people actually hate golems because despite the fact that they have high strength, their agility is very low, so they miss a lot. Valkyries are amazing. They're the melee class for the women, so you want to turn them in. They're the one of the best damage in the game. In the front row, they'll do cleaves, but in the back row, they do lightning, which is one of the best attacks in the game. It's a lightning-based attack. It can target whoever you want it to. Like bosses, go for the leader. And it's actually an int-based class. Their damage is based off their int with the lightning attack. So actually they get a lot more int gains on level up than they do strength. So I would just recommend leaving them in the back. Now their upgraded class is probably one of the best classes in the game. We have Sullivan the Duel Master here. In the front row, they use Inspire, which is they just send their Duel out to attack them. And supposedly, having one of these guys in your group, I don't know if they have to be the leader or whatever, but I've never seen this, and I'm not sure if I believe it, but supposedly they make golems work better. So I'm just going to put him here, maybe, I don't know. But in the back, they do Acid Cloud, which is a multi-target attack. This is one of the earliest multi-target attacks I can get. Acid Cloud is a physical damage attack, so anybody who's weak to physical is just going to get absolutely blown out by this. It's pretty good. And we have Clerics. I'll be converting most of my female characters into Clerics because this is like the bread and butter. You need somebody who can heal in most of your groups. In the front row, they get the Godly Brand, which is they just send out a cross attack, which is holy damage. I'm like almost 100% never going to put them in the front because I'm not a fan of this attack, and it also puts them in harm's way, and Clerics actually have terrible resistances and take a lot of damage, but their healing makes up for it, so I'm going to keep them in the back. That's what the Clerics are for. Also, once we get later in the game, the healing can actually be used to take out undead, and it's one of the best ways to take them out, so I'm just going to do that. Do I want one more group? I guess I could go with it. I'm just going to... Well, I can't lead that way. Oh, I don't have anybody that can lead it, so... Actually, I'll hold off on that for now. I'll just go with 4 groups for now. Alright, we're good.